Yes, guys, and welcome back to Broad Talks, where we're talking all things watches and football. My name's Henry, this is Kieran, and we're back.
I'm so happy to be back, H. Honestly, it's been a long time. How long now? It's been like a good year, hasn't it?
Just over, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I've missed it so much. And I've had so many people messaging me my DMs saying, when's the show coming back? And finally, we're back here. New office, new surroundings. 2024 is going to be a big year, bro.
I know, it's gonna be our year. Like we've been like waiting, picking the right time when to come back, and I just felt like now was the time. We found the perfect place for us to be. Mm-hmm. Got the new set.
New set's looking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Well done for doing it.
Yeah, I know. I felt like we had to incorporate a bit of watches, a bit of football. Yes. And just with this new brick studio, it just like looks so
nice,
good.
It's nice.
We'll pop up a picture so obviously you guys can all see it. Let's get bang into it.
Market, bro.
Where is this watch market at today?
In the last 12 months, we've seen how much it's pulled back and come down, which it happens. You know, it happened to me before in 2000 and I'm going to say 17, 18. It happened before. When you
it's not always a bad thing.
No, of course not. It's a point for people to, who was kind of priced out of the market to get back into it. And like me, I continue buying and selling. It doesn't matter that prices come down. People still want watches. So it's been okay for us.
It's okay for us because we're always working on margins. And there's always watches to buy and always watches to sell. It's just about what price points. Mm-hmm. But to give the audience a point of view, like what are some watches that you think have...
Okay, just give you an example. Let's do a Pepsi, a Batman, a Steel Daytona.
Yeah.
So we can go through
Keep it Rolex for now.
I'll keep it Rolex for now.
Yeah.
So with a Batman 126710 BL NR reference. 2019 that watch came out, right? The new reference.
Yeah, that's the new reference. It came out in 2019.
Let's keep it new references. So that in the height of that watch was like 16, 17K. Yeah. Oh, was it a bit more than that? No, the Batman was like that.
It depends, but that's rough, like whereabouts the heights were.
Okay, so now you can pick Batmans up for just a bit over list, right? Like 11K.
Which I think for that watch...
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Great value, honestly.
Now, what's the point in going to... like waiting?
No, you don't need to wait. All these people that right out there right now who's been on the waiting list, you don't need to wait no more. You can go into the grey market and the prices are there for you all to see.
Especially with the GMT like Masters, you got to think: are they going to go below list? I don't think the Batman's going to go below list.
I don't think so.
So your money's also like if you're getting into it now. It's pretty safe.
Great opportunity for people. Great opportunity. Even the Pepsi. Let's talk about the Pepsi as well. Reference 126710 again, but BL. RO instead of NR. So that came out in 2019 also. I prefer the Pepsi over the Batman. Do you prefer Batman?
Yeah, I prefer the Batman. I actually prefer the new one that came out, the black and grey one. But the Batman is all like it's got the name to it.
Yeah, I'm a Pepsi guy. So the height of the Pepsi was around 20K, 21K, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, it hasn't dropped that much, the Pepsi. Now you can pick them up.
Not in comparison to the other GMTs.
Yeah, 100%. Now you can pick them up for like 16, 17K. And I think that's still hasn't dropped that much. It's still kind of solid, right?
It's probably one of the more notable watches out there because of the names like that come attached with it.
And everyone thought as well with the Pepsi was going to get discontinued just now, but it didn't.
It's funny because that can make or break a watch a lot of times.
Definitely.
Like, I've seen the market soar when watches get rumoured to be discontinued. You had the gold Daytona with the green face. That was rumoured. That went spiked up. And then it didn't get done.
Usually around that time when Watches of Wonder comes, I get a lot of messages from people who have the watches and I get messages from people who haven't got them but want them. Shall I buy now or should I wait and see what happens? So just before this Watches of Wonders, someone messaged me and said, I've got a Pepsi for sale. How much would you give me for it? And I was like, I'll give you 15 grand for it because I'll go and sell it for 16 grand. And he didn't do that because he thought is going to get discontinued and the prices would go up for much more.
We can't gamble on that though.
No, I can't gamble.
I can understand why someone who's like willing to just to buy a one-off watch, like they would, but as dealers, it's not smart to gamble on watches getting discontinued. It's out of our control.
You say that, but some dealers actually do. I've seen in the past dealers where they think something's going to get discontinued, they get wind of something, they go and just load up on it and buy 5 of them.
Yeah, that was the day date 40.
There you go.
I swear to God, I think you were the one that
spread that rumour. I know. I think I actually did it. At one stage, at day date 40 green dials olive, I had about 8 of them in stock.
You bought all of them, but then you sold all of them before the date where the new Rolexes come out.
There you go.
And then it didn't get done, and they all started plummeting. Oh.
Yeah. So obviously, I don't sell watches for people to lose. Try not to people to lose. You try and help people, but as you said, we can't dictate the market.
We don't control that.
I don't control when Rolex are going to.
But like, if that watch is going up, you'd be stupid not to buy it, and then if it goes down.
Yeah.
But then they've gone back up though.
So the still Daytonas now. Where are they at? Because the reference 116500 LN, not the new one, the one before, ceramic bezel, which was a nice watch. Pandas, they were like 30 plus, wasn't they, at one stage?
Yeah. Honestly, they were reaching 40. The Pandas. Now, at one point, obviously, we're talking, especially like we're talking.
Yeah. Now the older reference, you can pick a Panda up on the market now for 25k, maybe 24s even. And
the ceramic black, even lower.
Yeah, ceramic black even lower. As you know, the Panda always 3k more than the black, roughly.
Yeah.
Depending on the date.
But the ceramics, like that watch, I've seen being sold and being bought at the price which I'm talking years ago now. It's the first watch I ever sold, going for the same price.
I know. We're back. It feels like we're back to that same thing, right?
Which I think is a good thing. It needed a reset. Everything's was going crazy.
But me personally, the new reference of the Daytona 126500 LN, I think they upped their game on it. I love it. The new Daytona.
Yeah.
I
can see why there's a price difference.
I can see why the price difference. The trim on the bezel for me is definitely the eye catcher. It just looks more clean. And if I was buying that watch, I'd buy it in a Panda also again.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go black.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer the Panda?
I prefer the Panda. It's weird because I used to like the black dial.
Here's a question for you. You obviously the 3 watches we just mentioned are called the Panda, the Batman, and the Pepsi. Do you think when it comes to names of watches that they're named because they're good watches, or they become good watches and sought after because people find names for them? It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, what's your view on it?
I'm gonna think the name makes the watch. Though, like when someone gives it the nickname and it sticks, it's got to stick, right?
Like the Sprite didn't actually end up getting names until like a month after it came out. But everyone thought it was dead before. But as soon as it started calling the Sprite, it's like, do you have a Sprite? A Sprite.
Definitely the names. I feel like the nicknames definitely help them. Like you look at the black Daytona, it hasn't really got a nickname, right?
No,
and it hasn't got one. Would you say for black Daytona? So you say black face,
and you usually say like we just have ceramic. Black bezel.
Yes.
You don't say that with the Panda. You just say Panda.
It's Panda. Everyone knows it. So I definitely feel like the names definitely help them with their value as well, because people can relate to it, right?
And obviously, like when people see social media posts on it, they see the word like Hulk, and they're like, oh, that's what the Hulk is because it's all green. That's what's Pepsi because it's Pepsi colors. Whereas they see a black sub. A lot of people know what a black sub is, but it's not as easily identifiable.
So as you said, regarding the market, all brands have come down. Not just Rolex. I know we went into Rolex quickly, but I don't want to just say Rolex. Even
most people are most familiar with Rolex. That's why.
Yes, correct. And people can. It's all there for everyone to see online. You can see what things have come down. But what I would say is, if you are a collector and you're trying to get into the watch world, and it's a great opportunity for people.
Great time.
You have to jump in at this because,
as they say, buy the dip.
Buying the dip. A lot of people don't do that. They wait, and when a watch is skyrocketing, then they decide to come in. So you really have to. I don't want to say have some balls, but just really think about it.
But more so than ever, this is the time where obviously you've got to have some cojones to do it right now. But it's less cojones than you needed to have 2 years ago, a year ago.
Yeah, of course. But as you said, the world right now is is in a bad way, economy wise. So remember, all these things are luxury. These are things you buy when you don't need to take care of your mortgages and your houses and that. You got to prioritize things, and a lot of people can get sidetracked with social media and go and buy a watch before they've got certain things. I'd always advise, don't do that. These things, you got to really have things in place before that.
Yeah. Let's switch it up and reverse it on its head now. What's the brand that you think is on the up in this period of time?
Honestly, I've been buying. It's going to be a shock to you because obviously of the things I've bought in the past. But in the last 12 months, I've really been selling quite a lot of Cartier and buying for myself.
So obviously I know that because that's why I brought it up. But what have you noticed with Cartier? Why are people going down the Cartier route more recently? What do you like about it? What do you like about these new ones?
I've always liked the Cartier Crash. Always loved it. I love the design. Everyone's skeptical how they got the design from the Salvador painting and was it actually a car crash, and how he got inspired to do the design. But for me, that design's always been unique. That's one thing I like about Cartier. You know, they do great shapes of watches.
They kind of stay in their own lane in that way.
Definitely, they definitely are separated from apart because, you know, a lot of watches do kind of stick to the same sort of shapes. You know, Cartier do have a lot of different variations.
I think that's where their jewelry speciality comes out, that they can do these other things, and it's more of a fashion statement than it is trying to be like the best watch on the market. It's trying to be one of the coolest watches.
Yeah, I do feel like Cartier is definitely more like a fashion thing, and you know, as you said, I've been buying and selling crashes now in the last 12 months, and people have been gobbling them up. And if I'm honest with you, some of the watches I've sold too cheap, and I should have kept them, because right now in this market, it's hard to find a crash. I can't even find the prices I was finding them. And
but you predicted this to me, like I'm talking like 6-7 months ago. You were like, Cartier is gonna go, like the crash is gonna go.
Yeah, and you know what? When I started buying it 12 months ago, they were like a Cartier Crash Paris edition. I'll give you an example. 400 pieces made. I could get them for around 100k. Now that Cartier Paris, 170.
Yeah, mad.
70 grand in 8 months.
Well, we've got a Pebble here.
He says, yeah, so sorry, the Pebble, which is an amazing watch. And for me, it's my favorite one. Even though I like the Crash, and I'm telling you guys the most, like the ones you guys will know about, the Crashes. But obviously I love the Tanks. There's so many watches I like with Cartier. But
these two are very unique shapes.
The Pebble, for me, I fell in love with it when I first saw it. I saw it online, and they're very hard to get. The one we got is 150 pieces. Obviously, they're completely sold out. The original Pebble, when it first came out, there was only a handful made, like 4. They reckon 4 were made, and they remade it again. And for me, it's just a wow watch. It's very unique. You don't see a lot of people with them. How many people you've never probably seen anyone with it?
So this is what I was going to get onto. We were talking, and when you go and have dinner with someone, and if they're wearing like a Daytona, like be like, oh, nice watch. But that Pebble, that Crash, that's a conversation starter. Someone's going to ask you about that watch.
Oh, yeah.
It brings a whole different perspective of sort of conversation. You know, when people say, oh, let's like talk about your watch at a dinner table.
Of course, like if I see someone wearing either Crash or even a Pebble, I definitely know, I think to myself, instantly, they know their stuff. Because one, they're wearing a Cartier anyway. Most people would go for a Rolex or an AP or Patek. A Cartier client for me is very different. They're more of like the arty vibes. But yeah, as you said, if I see someone in one of those watches, it makes me feel like they've got a serious watch collection.
So watches wise, where do you think the market's going now? Do you think that smaller piece, that everyone's more into that now than the bigger watches? Or
yeah, definitely. We know from what we're selling, a lot of people are asking us more for the smaller watches. I'll give you an example. Richard Mille, no one's really asking for the big RM11s, no more 1103s, and I feel like everything now.
It's like the 72s,
7201s, 6702s. Everyone's asking that for us, and it's hard for us to find them because so many people are asking for them watches. It's hard to source them.
But these watches are all thin that we're mentioning, and like I just think it's going. People's fashions going that way.
Yes.
It's not the big bulky outlandish look. It's like the sleek.
I've seen it happen so many times. Go back like 15 years ago. Everyone wanted AP offshores, big Montoyas, Barrichellos, all them big APs, and then all of a sudden they just went kind of dead. No one wanted them no more. And I do feel like right now the market's swaying to all small, even Rolex Day-Date 36 millimeters. Yeah, everyone asking me for that watch. Up
until like the last few years, I think people would consider that a girl size.
Yes.
Now men are wearing it, and it's like this is the look.
That's the look, and you see all the celebrities online. Everyone's wearing the smaller watch. So as we know, a lot of the people out there get swayed by who's wearing what, and I feel like the fashion's definitely swaying towards a more smaller watch.
Yeah, it's whoever the celebrities are at the time driving that.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time. Football,
yes. What do you know about football?
We're top of the league, mate.
We are top of the league for now.
Yeah.
For now, we're top of the league. I still believe Man City are going to win the title.
Yeah.
I've been saying it all season. You know, I would love Arsenal to win the league.
Rather than let's talk about what's happening like right at this moment, let's talk about the whole season as a whole. Arsenal, we didn't start off well, Arsenal.
We didn't, but honestly, in the last 5 games, I always feel like Arsenal, which we've seen last season, would kind of like shake,
soft underbelly.
Yeah, rattle, and I don't want to say bad words and think about lose their arsehole basically.
Yeah.
But this year, it's like these players have learnt from last season, and they just look so solid. Nothing shakes them. Even against Spurs last week, mate, I thought like, okay, when they went 3-2, like I know it was near the end, but I thought they're gonna score.
Yeah,
Tottenham are gonna score. But they didn't. It showed
last year they would have.
Yeah, they showed like, you know, we saw last season how we lost it, and it was just, I was gutted. But I do feel like we've definitely, even if we don't win the league this year, these players we've got, not all of them, not even individuals. We look so great as a team now compared to when in the past.
We've made Havertz like a good player now. Like he makes such a difference to us. I still don't fully back him.
You know what? When Rentals came to the team, my first thing was, I wasn't really feeling him, and I was one of the biggest persons saying, we shouldn't have got Rentals. Reason why I call him.
Why are you calling him Rentals?
Reason why I call him Rentals. Havertz is that Hurts.
Yeah.
That's why I call him Rentals. Sorry about that, guys. But no, I really, you know what? He's done so well. I can't even knock it. Yeah. He's banging goals in. He's working hard. I know you might not be having him right now, but he's done so well for us in the last 6 months. I'm having him,
but it's just like to be that Man City level, you got to.
Yeah, I get that. But you know, he's proven that he can play.
Well, if we do it,
he's doing it.
Yeah,
there's no question about it. He's doing it for us right now. And as I said, I was the biggest person saying, I can't believe it. But now,
but his start was rocky. Like
it was rocky.
People had every right to be.
As you said, in the last 10 games, it's been really showing for us.
But as a team, we started off rocky, and now.
But I think the biggest turning point was Declan Rice, us signing him.
Well,
he's been the
player of the season.
Player of the season for sure. He's been unbelievable.
The fact he's in that Rodri conversation.
Yeah, because we know Rodri's the best DM in the world. Enough. So for Rice to be even in that convo, it shows how well he's done this season.
So what I've got for you on football is a blind ranking, a little game. Footballers first, and then watchers after. So 1 to 5. You got to rate them without knowing who's coming next.
Okay, cool.
So the first one I got for you is Maddison.
Maddison, I hate saying it, but top player. You know, because I hate Spurs. But I'd put him 4.
Okay. Our boy, Martin Odegaard.
2.
The youngster from Barcelona, Pedri.
I don't really watch Spanish football no more, but I'm putting him 5.
German boy, Musiala.
Player. You know, I watched him yesterday against Real Madrid. He was decent. 3.
Number 5, Jude.
Oh, yes!
That's probably bang on, you know.
The one and only Jude. Let's just talk about Jude for now.
Yeah.
Because I've been debating with my friends on the thing, on the group chats, who's the best in England. And obviously there's been a whole thing about Jude and Foden. They're both unbelievable players. I love them both. But for me, Jude, right now, the mentality that young kid has on his shoulders, I can't believe it. He's 20 years old. Is he 20 or 21?
No, he's 20 still.
You know what? He will win a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
because he has that mentality.
Well, Madrid are going to win the Champions League. He's going to win the league and the Champions League.
Yeah, if Madrid win the Champions League, they've won the league. Right? They won the league yet?
Not yet.
Okay, and if he does well in the Euros, has like a proper serious, gets to the final or even win it and play a massive role, I think Jude definitely can win the Ballon d'Or.
Even doing the double, you don't actually.
You know what it was? Euros. I was chatting to Fabian Delph the other day, and we were saying about Foden, and he was saying Foden's great talent. And I was like, yeah, but he's a great talent, but he's at Man City. I don't think Man City players never win a Ballon d'Or. I think it's always like
too good as a team.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Real Madrid and Barcelona always get the kind of Ballon d'Or. I don't want to say it's fixed.
Well, English football don't really win Ballon d'Ors.
I know, we don't get it. It's always Real Madrid or Barcelona player, really.
Like who's the close? Haaland last year.
Haaland's last year was the closest. He had a great season last season.
Messi won.
But going back to Jude, I'm so happy that you said number 1, because for me, Jude is definitely one of the best players in the world right now.
You genuinely smashed that.
Did I?
By accident.
Wicked.
I tried to make it hard as well.
Watch one now, you said.
Watch blind ranking.
Watch blind ranking. Let's go.
1 to 5. Don't know what's coming next.
All right, cool.
First watch, Platinum Daytona.
3, because it's such a solid watch.
Okay. Number 2, AP Still Skeleton.
I'm saying 4.
Okay.
I do like steel skeletons, but I'm saying 4.
Okay, next one. Richard Mille, Baby Nadal, RM35.
3501, 5.
Patek 5712R.
On the bracelet or on the leather?
I'm going to give you on the bracelet because you put the RM last.
Okay, on the bracelet, 2. Lovely watch.
Okay, so you got one left.
What's one left? I bet in a crap one.
And it's got to be number 1.
Yeah, it has to be number 1.
Patek Celestial 6104R.
They're one of the best watches ever. I love that watch. I'm so happy it's number 1 because out of all them 5 watches, it is definitely number 1.
I'd say that's pretty bang on, other than...
What?
I'd put the RM higher, but...
You know what? I like that. You're right. I like the Baby Nadal 35.
But maybe for this day and age, because of how light it is and small.
Yeah, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. Maybe I should have put it in front of this skeleton AP.
Yeah. All right, we've got one last segment, and it's a new segment for us, and we're going to be doing it weekly. Every time we do Footballers' Collections.
Lovely.
This week...
Who are we talking about this week?
Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland in his collection. So we're going to pick out... each week, one footballer, and pick a couple of watches they've got.
Yeah, that's nice.
And just talk about...
I think it's a good segment because obviously we're around a lot of footballers and we see online.
And we want to be in that football and watch space because they do collide more than people know.
Yes.
Like you see all these sites about, this is what this person's wearing, this is what they're wearing. Why aren't we talking about it? So we're going to.
Definitely. And let's talk about his collection because I always see Haaland everywhere wearing a nice watch, different watch all the time. And he's really got some nice pieces, hasn't he? So
we picked a couple from a few of the different watch brands.
Yes.
First one, AP Perpetual Calendar. Reference 126615 Ti.
You know what? Samandal, right?
Yeah, the Samandal.
Limited edition watch.
Titanium.
300 pieces made.
Only 300 made.
Only 300 made. You know what? I love that watch. We've done a show about Perpetual Calendars before.
We've done it in the past.
Beautiful watch. You know, for him to buy that watch, he knows his stuff, if I'm honest with you.
I'm not surprised he's buying watches like that on the wage that he's
for sure. It's an expensive piece. At the height, that watch was so expensive, wasn't it? It was like £250,000 at one stage.
But it's still big money now.
Yeah, I think they're still like 170s, I'm going to say.
Still hard to get hold of as well.
Yeah, still hard to get off. The dial is everything that watch. Salmon dial, beautiful piece. You know, it's a really top piece.
Yeah. Next watch. Rolex Eye of the Tiger. Reference 116588 TBR.
Well, you know, anything TBR, I'm all for it. Off the catalogue piece, on an Oyster Flex as well. Perfect summer watch.
So obviously, you're only getting this aftermarket, or if Rolex like you and like you're a big client.
Yeah, you're definitely got to be a big client for Rolex to give it to you. I can't remember what the list was. I think it's like early 100s the list was, but I think they're going for like 150s now, 160s,
which isn't too bad a markup in terms of.
No, it's still on the eye. It's a beautiful watch, and as I said, it's a great when you go on a holiday. Obviously on the Oyster Flex, you can wear in the water. You know, Rolex. You know, they're unbreakable. What
do you think of the Daytonas that are on rubber bands? We talked about it before, but like with the Eye of the Tiger, do you think it would look better on a bracelet?
Well, they do make it on a bracelet.
Yeah.
So, which they give you all different variations. You can have a full diamond bracelet or even just a normal yellow gold bracelet for that watch.
So obviously he's got it on the rubber.
He's got it on the rubber on the Oyster Flex.
What do you prefer it on?
I prefer, you know me, I prefer the full bling, the full thing. The full pavé, I prefer personally. But I get why people buy it on Oyster Flex. It's still a great watch. And in general, Rolex is on Oyster Flex. They're cool watches for the summer.
Yeah.
They're nice watches.
I really like the Oyster Flex myself. And they brought out the Sky Della on the Oyster Flex last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
But the next one, Patek 5711A and the 5712R.
So he has both of them, the still 5711,
yeah,
which is a great watch for his collection, and a 5712. On a level does he have?
Yeah, both been discontinued.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have. The 571 got discontinued before the 5712. 572 weren't recently.
Yeah, so the 5712 went in 2024, and the 5711 went in 2021.
Both great watches for his collection. If I was to pick one out of them, I would say the steel watch, the 5711, I preferred than the 5712 on the leather.
If it was on the bracelet.
If on the bracelet, different story. But for some reason, I've never really drawn to the 5712 on the leather.
For me, it looks a bit old. It makes it look a bit more like
for the older client for sure. And I do get asked from the older client.
Yeah.
But definitely the 571 blue dial is iconic. We know the great famous Nautilus design.
I think it suits Haaland as well, that watch.
It does suit him.
Maybe it's because it's got a blue face.
Yeah, but that's a great collection.
So the last watch that he has that we're talking about is the Audemars Piguet Black Panther, the concept, reference 2662010.
Nice watch, limited edition, 250 pieces made, tourbillon. I feel like that whole watch has got like a, obviously because of Chadwick Boseman died, and it's kind of sentiment for the whole Marvel thing. Me personally, I wouldn't wear that watch, but I do like the colorway.
It's a collector's piece.
It's a collector's piece, but I like the combo, the colors.
For someone like Haaland, I think he's the right type of person to have that.
Oh yeah,
you know who else has got it? It's Virgil.
A lot of
Virgil van Dijk's got that.
I think a lot of the sportsmen have it. I don't want to say it's a gimmick watch, but for me, my personal taste, I wouldn't wear that watch. I do like the concept.
Concept's a cool watch, though.
Concepts are cool watches in general, but for that watch, I wouldn't buy it myself. But I can appreciate a nice watch, but for me, no.
But Haaland, that has been your collection, and that is a collection that I respect. He's got a lot more watches.
He's got a lot more watches. I always see him pop up, and
we've cherry picked a few that we really like, and I think they're good watches, and they're worth talking about.
Definitely.
That's it for this episode. First episode back.
I enjoyed it, bro. Listen, short and sharp and sweet, and hopefully, we're coming back every week now. The content's gonna be pouring out. Anything you
Non-stop content.
Anything you guys want to hear about, let us know. I'm happy that we're doing this new segment about ballers and their watches, because people always want to know what they're wearing, and we can obviously go through people's collections more.
Let us know what you guys want to see in the comments,
and please, guys, subscribe. Click that button every time we say that to you guys. We need to keep growing and get out there more.
Yeah. Perfect. We'll catch you in the next one.
Okay.